first ban Marana guys. Carl, this guy is the man. He gets solo killed, and then he comes right back, and then solo kills Shadow Fiend after that deficit already. How does he do it?
Yeah, that's
you gotta make
know.
sure you leap into the battle as Carl. Otherwise, you're not doing your job enough. So
He definitely did that.
He was definitely the leap before he looks type of Marana. That is for sure. He was wild.
He was not looking like we talked about this yesterday, where you get run over by a car. You know, you're the like Keen Gaming got run over by a car in their series. This was more so. Carl did look both ways, and he just jumped in front anyways. He just jumped into the street and just said, "Fuck it, this car won't hit me. I'll be fine. It's okay." And he of course got hit by the car. So
Keen are the ones to ban Void. Check it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're broken. Execration have broke them.
I feel like sometimes teams do this where they... I mean, Execration did pick it against them in the earlier best of 3, I'm pretty sure. So there is some precedent, but it's interesting sometimes to see teams banning heroes that they really, really prioritize, but the other team is kind of whatever about. Like, I feel like that you hype yourself up about, like, this hero is so good, we can't afford to let them have it.
Yeah.
And the other team's like, whatever, we didn't really want it in the first place. Go ahead, ban your own heroes.
Yep.
Like,
that was, I think, Clutch Gamers banning out the Tinker and the Void in the series last night, and we just thought, oh no. I don't know.
Now, this guy was winning every game, wasn't he? Wasn't Beastmaster winning like all our games yesterday or something?
I don't think he lost one. I can't remember off the top of my head, but all the games I remember watching or I remember casting is that I think Beastmaster was winning them for the most part.
I'm pretty sure he was winning games and Ember was losing games.
Ember won games. Ember won.
Maybe he was winning.
It was PL that was losing the games. Ember was winning. PL was losing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I like this response from Execration though. I think they've thought this through because I think Windranger Beastmaster is one of the more annoying like dual offlanes have to face up against, or the like Naga Beastmaster. And now in terms of like annoying position 4 supports to put with the Beastmaster in the offlane, there's Skywrath Mage, but they've already picked the other sustain support in the Witch Doctor. So I feel like the Sky is a little bit less effective when you're facing off against the Witch Doctor. So
I'm all in on the Witch Doctor hype train, guys. He is my favorite position 5 right now. Just such a solid hero. Cask is just this spell that can just win fights for no reason sometimes. Maledict is still extremely good. His ulti is just this like, you kind of have to deal with me ulti. You like bait out a stun from somebody. It's great. Big fan.
Buddha Restoration, man, in laning phase now. Forget about Warlock. Let me just hold my W button, and then we're fine. You know?
Yep. He's got good base damage as well. He hits real hard.
And he's got a damage talent. What up?
He's got it all.
Yeah, he's got everything. The one thing I wish...
He also has the gold talent, too, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Right at level 15 instead of the late one.
The cask can be tricky, but for the most part, it usually works out if you know what you're doing. You know, just getting a lot of good lockdown. Otherwise, that's kind of what he's missing. He's also a little slow and he can get run down pretty easily because he's a Witch Doctor, position 5 sport. Very easy to kill him, even with the Voodoo Restoration. But I wonder what they're going to lane with the Witch Doctor. It was Warlock Spectre last game for Execration, so they go kind of the same direction with the Witch Doctor, and I wonder if they're going to think about considering picking the Spectre here in this particular game, although I would be surprised if they did that twice in a row.
Yeah.
I would say PL should be the ban, because like against the Clockwork and even against Beastmaster, PL's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another hero where, in the right circumstances, it can just be a free win.
Yeah,
like Spectre with if you pick Spectre and they don't have late game and tower push, then that's a free win. PL, if you don't have the right combination of AoE and then lockdown, he can also just be a completely free win. So it'll be interesting. The one thing for Execration is that they're very lane focused for their supports, but they don't have any save really for the roar, so that could be a bit worrying through the mid game, because Keen also have great vision game. They got the flare and they're going to have the hawk as well.
There's a pretty good PL setup this game. Like, a lot of PL counters have been banned out of the game. Like, Zeus is a big one, Faceless Void, Enigma, Tidehunter. And the carry player from Keen Gaming, I swear, 50% of the time, this guy's playing PL. The other 50%, it's some combination of heroes that I just don't remember because it's always PL.
I think they should pick it here for Execration.
Whoa.
But
he's back.
I guess that's a PL deterrent at the very least.
That is for sure.
Used to be a counter. Rest in peace. Caustic Finale on Illusions.
Yeah, it used to be a real counter.
Hello, PL. Would you like to be one shot today?
Yeah.
No? Well,
Too bad.
you don't have any say in the matter.
Yeah.
I was playing a game today, and you know how like when people pick heroes, it brings up like the little red exclamation mark now, and it shows like all the recent changes. And it really just showed me how much Sand King's been hit lately. He
It's so
he
sad.
lost base damage, he lost burrow strike cooldown. He had like 4 different nerfs over the past couple
He's a shell of
patches.
his former self.
He is. He's an exoskeleton of his former self.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that part of his lore? He's like literally made of sand.
I believe he
just
is.
Like a
That's
get
interesting.
Slacks in here. Where's
Yeah, he's the resident lore expert, but he's not around, unfortunately for us. Although I could go to his house and say, "Hey, we need you for lore, buddy. Get the hell over here."
It might be fortunate for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Do we want to, for the next hour, listen to Slacks?
Slacks' lore? No.
I do.
Well, Brax, you're a masochist, so it's different, I guess. But
yeah. Okay, we talked about Death Prophet in the last draft, but we're going to be seeing it here for Keen. I'm a little bit surprised that they take this instead of just grabbing their position 5. Like, I don't know if they're waiting to see if they can get one of the like really strong counterpick 5s in here. So I don't know if we're looking at like, can they get away with Oracle? Do they feel like they want to pick Disruptor? I think that might be the angle, but it is a little bit weird to see this picked instead of a 5.
Ooh, he's back. Man,
Huh.
Why Bloodseeker in this game, Brax? What do you think?
Rupture DP.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. This hero, she needs to chase you down, run you down with the Spirit Siphons too. What happens when you press your ultimate and then you just sit there? You know, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the
Quite
Wind
nice.
Ranger Sand King lane as well puts on a ton of pressure. So like the heroes in that lane are always going to be a little bit low. They're going to be under the tower, taking right clicks. They're going to be forced under there. So that's going to make the Bloodseeker just that much stronger with the thirst.
This is really interesting. We talked about like the Beastmaster and his friend the Skywrath Mage with the roar and everything, and then he's got his other buddy, the Clockwork, some classic combos. But when I think about playing something like Skywrath Mage and I see a hero like Bloodseeker or Sand King, I just get so depressed. It's gonna be very hard to play this hero versus these kind of guys that just get on top of you and you're dead.
Yeah, once the Sand King gets blink, especially. Before that, maybe you can survive and you can get your spells off. Even like Wind Ranger 2 is gonna get like Blink Shackle, and then Skywrath Mage just dies within one disable, essentially. His life is miserable when that does happen, but maybe they can get a good start for the early game for Keen so they can get the Beastmaster Skywrath combo that you were talking about. I do think it's interesting they pick the Skywrath into like the Witch Doctor, like these lane like healing supports like Warlock and Witch Doctor, very strong against this kind of harass damage, although it is a lot of damage considering the 2 heroes that have been picked up here in the Beastmaster and the Skywrath. So
The last time we saw Bloodseeker, he was in a clock. It was Bloodseeker Warlock against Beastmaster Clock. And the Bloodseeker lane died about 4 times.
Yeah.
Hopefully they lane it a bit better than the previous Bloodseeker team, because this hero can destroy the game all by himself if he's actually in a good lane matchup.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, we will lose our PL, as kind of expected. I mean, maybe a little surprising. I think that Execration didn't opt for it, honestly. But the Bloodseeker counter to DP just seemed a little too tempting for them. I wonder if they're thinking, like, because they're kind of lacking building pretty hard right now. I don't know if you want to send the DK mid versus the DP.
Yeah.
It's definitely been pretty favorable for the DK in recent times.
I
He just gets some decent farm.
Lena would have been fine too, and she lasts pretty well. She obviously does a lot of tower damage. I'm fine with DK. I think that's a pretty good choice. What else is there that you could send against the DP that would be good in this situation?
Could SF again.
Yeah, that's true.
But it actually looks okay for Keen if they want to do safe lane DP. But I guess SF has problems if like Bloodseeker just comes and irritates him.
Oh, I was gonna say Ember was available, and they do end up picking it up for Keen Gaming.
Okay.
But there is a lot of lockdown that he's playing into, and the silence of the Bloodseeker as well. So it's not the easiest Ember game to survive in, I feel like, potentially.
Yeah, it is quite good. I think it's reasonably good against the Sand King. Sand King really hates playing against Verts in general. Like, you just... Because you're always wanting to get in, get a burst strike off, and then kind of walk away, tank up with your HP talent, but against the Ember Spirit, if he lands a slight chains on you, you're just going to die and only get the 1 stun off, so...
I wondered if... I think they were hoping they would pick PL instead of the Bloodseeker, because I think that's why they went in this order, is that they were thinking that they could put the DP there, and then the PL would have looked like a good pick, and they would have instantly countered with the Ember as their 4th. And then once that didn't happen, they take the Skywrath Mage, and then they just look at this and they're like, yeah, you know what? Ember still looks pretty good. Because I think DP, if you're going to pick her early, you have to be a team that's willing to flex her on the safe lane or the mid lane too. In this case, it should be Ember safe lane, I assume, because if you send the Ember mid, he's just going to get Bloodseekered.
Yeah, what else you could go for here for Execration?
Luna would have been nice, but it's gone. Wow,
okay.
They're going to go Bloodseeker mid and then send Luna in the safe lane.
Yeah, I actually kind of like putting the Seeker mid a little bit more.
If you have spam on the side lanes, you can just break the siphons. Like, he is definitely someone who can kind of handle those, you know, movement situations with a DP.
Yeah. You can create windows for yourself as well to be able to go in and get CS by just putting down the Bloodright.
Yeah.
So like while the Bloodright is sitting there, DP can't really threaten you for the CS. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's also going to be better than putting him up against the like potential Beastmaster Sky or Beastmaster Clockwork. Clockwork I think is actually pretty darn good against Bloodseeker in general. Like the hero relies so much on this disengage, kind of come back in style of fighting. And if you're just locked in cogs for the whole time, then there's nothing you can do.
So, what do you think, Brax, about this particular draft in this game?
Dude, look at the Luna cosmetics and the Witch Doctor cosmetics.
Oh, he's got the gnome on the Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about with the Luna one.
I was going to comment on the Luna. This Luna one is crazy.
Oh, this is like a Slardar mount. I've never seen this before. This is insane. Storm of the Shadow Force Gale. This looks super cool.
It does. But I've got a lot of faith in my boy Bloodseeker, especially when you have these lanes that can harass and actually build up the thirst from the side lanes. Like you have the Wind Ranger harass, the Luna harass as well. And I think Bloodseeker is just going to dominate this mid lane super, super hard. Ember's good against Bloodseeker later on in the game just because it's hard to kill him, but lane phase is rough.
All right. So it sounds like we know what team you're going for. In the meantime, we will have this game going. It is game number 2, and we'll have, of course, Baseskip and Trent take it away yet again.
Nice. So we had a very exciting game 1, Trent.
Yes.
Maybe a bit of an understatement there, but
too exciting.
Yeah. We've had to calm down a little bit, take a break. We've got Execration looking like they're actually running. Well, they're not running an aggro lane. They've got the Luna up here at the moment, though. I don't know exactly what the plan is here. Grims has a null talisman, but maybe they just have the Sand King up here. He's going to be TPing down bot after they secure the bounty. They're looking for something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Grims' goal is here. He's also starting with a null too for that super irritating right click. But I guess it's just going to be a decision of like, all right, is Sand King going bottom or is Luna going bottom, depending on what we see.
Yep.
And I'm guessing it's going to be Sand King.
Does seem to be the way that things are looking at the moment. Nando's going back to block. I mean, he could be blocking and then he could TP, so they still have... And looks like Sand King might actually just walk it. Okay.
Oh, so I mean, that's fair, because Wind Ranger can just get a little bit of experience and it's no big deal.
Yeah, they don't want to have the first mover disadvantage either, right? If they TP the Sand King and they're the first ones to start the chain of TPs, then they're the ones who are actually kind of susceptible to Keen just TPing away and then Sand King has to kind of be stuck down there.
Really those games are... That would be a great way to continue the comical Dota, honestly, because that's
just musical lanes.
Yeah, that some of those games are just as chaotic as what we saw in about 10 minutes. Like, they get a little bit out of hand here, but the old classic. This has definitely become almost a true Dota 2 staple, seemingly out of nowhere. This wasn't really that big of a combo before, and now all of a sudden with these dual lanes back again, this Beastmaster Skywrath just has all like complete full game synergy.
Oh. Sky getting gone on, taking some damage. Already these hits being traded. This is what Brax was talking about and what I was focusing on really in the draft with the Bloodseeker. He's a decent hero to begin with, but then if you have these side lanes where you can force people down and build up their stacks, it makes him so impossible to lane against. Look at him. He's just chunking the Ember Spirit.
Yeah. Skywrath TP'd home because he's just like, I can't afford to let my Ember get this destroyed at level 1 and level 2.
Oh, Carl in a little bit of trouble here, but the Flame Guard does wear out, so he looks like he's going to be okay. He's getting a salve delivered as well, just in case he's not able to get those next few CS. More hits being traded up top. Lumic actually trapped inside of the cogs, but they're turning around and just punching this Death Prophet. It's way too much damage with the Lunar Blessing. And I don't know, this looks like this Maldic might just be a kill, yeah. One more beam just to secure it. Why not? This is a level 1 Clockwork. He is not exactly the most proficient laning hero, and they're just going to punch him a little bit here inside of the cogs. Lumic does misplay a little bit and gets burned, but Bloodseeker is loving this. Look at it. He's on the enemy hill. He's like, what are you even trying, Ember?
Yeah, he just dove him like fully under the tower and then just came back and salved. Ember just not having a great time. I'm kind of surprised they went with this matchup, but I guess either way, there's going to be problems for the Ember. He's probably going to end up getting more farm here than he would in the safe lane. And at least here, he's closer to the jungle camps.
Is he dead?
But
one more hit. Oh, fairy fire.
My God.
Diaggro Carl. Okay, he's got it.
But that's hitting him.
The tower aggroed onto him. Oh my God.
Right. Carl. But he's at a regen.
Backlit bottom. Burrow strike follow up. Dark in some trouble. Getting right click down. Bloodseeker getting turbocharged. Everybody is super low at the mid lane. Oh man. He's 17-6 for the Embers. 13-0. I do have to give Ember a little bit of props for still managing to do decently. But
yeah, I'm very surprised. Honestly, he is a little bit behind just because of the salve purchases and everything. But I mean, Carl had to get another one of his own, so it is certainly not bad. Yeah. Meanwhile, up top, DP's just got a wave behind the tower. Lumix here just being an irritant. Walks all the way back home.
My big problem is that both teams have picked a ton of laning heroes, but I feel like it's just really clear that Execration win the lanes. I like their matchups way more than what Keen have. And like when you're picking Beastmaster Skywrath, you want to win that lane.
Yeah.
You want to put pressure, you want to be shutting somebody down. You're getting a bunch of levels, you know, hopefully you're using the aura at some point in the early game to take that tier 1 and start opening up the map, but that just doesn't seem like it's going to be happening. And I feel like Execration, this is another kind of pre-planned draft similar to game 1 where they're like, okay, we're gonna let him have Beastmaster this time and we know exactly the 2 supports and the overall draft structure that we want, because I think they were even thinking about the Skywrath mage, so like if we take the Windrunner, oh no,
just instantly Radiant like just walks around the corner. Maldic, see ya.
Yeah, they're trying for a little bit of a turnaround with these supports, but there's a pretty big creep wave here for Execration. They're just gonna huddle up inside of the cogs. Looks like Lumic is dead. Oh, the stick charge is helping to keep him alive. Yeah, they get some damage on the Clockwork, but they will at least find the turnaround. But now with Skywrath up top, bottom lane, Grims and Sand King both more than happy to lay into the Beastmaster, and he shouldn't really be able to approach the waves.
And it's almost a full level advantage for Carl now in the mid.
Yep.
And that is just going to be so brutal when he hits 6 first. Like, you just have to leave, I'm sure, as Ember. Right?
Ember
like
doesn't even have his TP scroll in his inventory right now. He's going to have to unbackpack that. But you laugh, but
it's coming right now. No, you're right. He's literally just dead once this range creep dies.
Yeah. Oh. Alright, he's unbackpacking it now. He sees the level 6.
Yeah.
Alright, Bounty Rune's coming up. You're going to steal one off the Radiant side, but it's still 3 for Execration all day. And Nando's still just farming away. Yeah, they've now got the top 3 last hit spots on the map. And if that's not a metric of winning all your lanes, I don't know what is.
Yeah. So. All 3 top of the net worth as well too, and this Bloodseeker now hits for over 100. So goodbye to your CS Ember Spirit.
It's weird. Keen picked some strong laning heroes like the Beastmaster in the sky, and then they picked Clockwork and Ember. They are going for Carl here over at mid. Can they focus him down? He's gonna get the Rupture out. I think he knows that he's dead. He's got some wand charges. A little bit of a turnaround. He gets the wand off just at the last moment as the Burrow Strike comes through. Sand King doesn't have any further backup,
he's running.
Though, so is
Carl,
he the one that's dead? Okay,
Carl's
he's
gonna do
dead.
a loop. He lives.
Carl's too fast.
The shrine
They're diving at Death
saves
Prophet
him.
top. They know that the supports aren't there. DP's dead. Oh man. This Death Prophet, every single time that the supports are like show anywhere else or they know where they are, they're just like, yep, he's dead. Good luck.
Yeah, Witch Doctor is not the most reliable for kills, but you know, when you have something like Lucent Beam that just allows you to close that gap so quickly, suddenly you just are instantly punished to death. And Lumic even going to get a side pull off too, so they'll draw this on back before the supports can come and do anything. But they're back focusing the mid lane.
Yeah, they're looking for another wraparound. I think Ember is probably calling for help. Can't really lane that well against the Bloodseeker at this point. And if they're keeping the supports out of the lanes, they're at least not building up the thirst. Shackle at bottom, damage onto Dark. What can he do here? He's just going to try for the TP out. Do they have the damage for it? Not quite enough. Very nice call on that TP. Sand King probably should have held the burrow a little bit longer, but... And Death Prophet, again, just in so much trouble. This ward looking underneath the tower, providing the vision for these non-stop beams.
That one's so sneaky, too, instead of the one in behind.
Yeah, and you can come all the way up around the tree line here and plant that. And there's almost no way for Keen to know that it's being planted, right?
No.
So.
You're always going to assume it's this one back here. It's like, especially with the way the Witch Doctor's been playing, too, where he's been back along this line so much.
So, Carl, alright. Just some tread so far. Are we expecting just Blade Mail kind of a build from him?
Looks like a damn good Blade Mail game.
Yeah, there's lots of uncontrollable damage.
Actually, not a bad Force Staff game. It's kind of a
That's
meme,
true.
but it's kind of okay here.
Yeah, you don't want to get trapped in the cogs. You could save your team as well if they get roared. Just Force Staff them back. I would not mind seeing that. And then of course there's the meme synergy with your ultimate. You know,
Exactly.
Force them.
Yeah, very important part of it.
All right. A little bit of damage here on Grims. He's already got some phase boots. The Skywrath Mage is only level 3. So that
Yeah, their
combo
supports are
potential.
hurt. Like, this Witch Doctor's going to be 6. So much faster than the supports on the Dire side. It is actually painful. And
I
Wind
just don't
Ranger's
really know
already
what this
at 6.
clockwork pick was supposed to accomplish for them.
Well, it was
Like-
really early.
Yeah.
But it is true. Like, it doesn't naturally sync very well with the Beastmaster.
Oh, all right. Roar rotation at mid. Bloodseeker's pretty tanky. He's on strength treads. They are going to come in with the Sand King. Need to drop their spells before that silence pops. He gets the Rupture out. He's just on the run. Sand King's in the backlines. Gets a 2-man burst strike. Ember is going to be able to escape, but Carl now hunting for blood. Needs to be careful about those axes. He still wants these kills. The shackle onto the Ember, and now Grimm's going to go for the dive. They do get the chains out. Grimm still wants it, though. He's going to finish it off. He does pay with his life, but it's a 3-for-1 overall, as Execration bring pretty much everybody here. Meanwhile, Nando is just popping into clips and diving the... Oh, diving the...
Alright, they're done. Just call it. They're out of it, man. Keen have lost it. They are completely out of sorts. What even changes with Exorcism? What changes with Remnants now? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. They're just getting run at, dying in lanes. Supports are nowhere. I mean, Yuna got some pretty good experience off of that Wind Ranger kill, so at least he's now level 5.
The Tome is not out yet, and both supports are level 6.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a real problem.
No. Okay, they know that the Clockwork is in these trees here. Oh. Can they actually get this kill? Ember TPing in. He's got one Remnant available. They've already lost one, and now the cast bouncing around Ember Spirit. Oh, the Death Ward is just too much damage. He does still have a little bit of Flame Guard. Okay, it's gone now. One last tick. One last tick. Ooh, he's just barely alive. Luckily for him, Carl is not making a beeline towards him, because instead he wants the Skywrath Mage kill. You know, just going to stand here and do as much damage as he can. The Roar is off cooldown. Dark comes wandering in, but he's just going to be an additional +1. Execration are 8k ahead 10 minutes into the game here in game number 2.
They are definitely feeling this draft. They are just running over every single lane. I don't even want to look at net worth right now. My god, they have almost 5. Look how close they are to having 5 top
It's
heroes.
almost the perfect split.
Oh,
Lumic,
please.
just finish this
Lumic,
camp.
finish this camp, dude.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
Don't do it. Don't leave that for your core. Oh.
No, Lumic.
What is? Look at him pinging it too. Hey man, I left you a nice low camp there. I'm a really good support. What?
Oh man,
what
he's
an
even
asshole.
Nando comes in, he clears it before the respawn. Lumic is stacking ancients. At least he got the gold. He'll get the stack gold from. Okay, Grimm's gonna get roared up. Okay, looking like it should be a kill for Keen down here. They're trying to give it to their Death Prophet, and they will be able to. Sand King's in the trees with a Blink Dagger and an Epicenter, but... Alright, he's just gonna have to hide.
11-minute blink there. Usually I'm not a big fan of these earlier blinks, because it's really tempting to go for like that Vanguard, or in this case maybe a
kind of
Hood
like the
or
Sam
something.
H build.
Yeah. But I feel like they kind of have to fight. Like, they have these heroes that need to engage, like a Clockwork and a Skywrath Mage. Like, they really want to pop this ulti, and they want to use Roar and stuff. So, with him just having this blink and being able to, like, counter-initiate in case they go on something like the Luna or something, Pretty important. Plus, he was pretty ownage on the tide with his first
All right.
points.
Epicenter, jump in, burst in the Death Prophet. Can't you get anything off? There's going to be a Mystic Flare turnaround. DP's actually still alive, but not for long. Carl's arrived on the scene, gets the Rupture out onto the Skywrath Mage, who doesn't even have mana to use his TP scroll. They do lose Lumic on the other side of the map. Yuna's just running this one out. Knows that he's dead. And it will end up being 2 for 2 across the map, so actually not completely terrible for Keen. But
No,
still
like
very
Lumic
far behind.
was just pushing, getting a ward down. He got hooked. And he's going to lose that ward right away. I think Keen were onto it. Yeah.
I feel like the Keen supports have stuck the landing a little bit, though, right? Got level 7 on the Clockwork, level 6, almost level 7 on the Skywrath Mage. But there is a Mask of Madness, Blood Raged Luna hitting your tier 1 at mid.
There is certainly a price to pay if you start losing heroes with one of these massive leads like this. Like that experience just funneling back into that is pretty crazy that they honestly have even gotten level 6 on both of these supports right now. Let alone 7 on the Clockwork. And we're gonna smoke up again. We have the Mystic Flare, we have the Roar, Ember's coming too. So if they were to get this Luna,
yeah, and they've got a hook soon. I think Nando might actually be in some pretty big trouble. He just sneaks into the trees. He's got that night vision, actually. I think helping him out a little bit, but he's still going to get roared up, and we don't have any save on the Execration side. So just going to have to let him go. Ganking could have potentially jumped in. They get a hook now onto Lumic as well. This is going to be even more kills. Carl is focusing on the Death Prophet and makes very quick work of him. Pops the Blade Mail and just continues to fight. They're trying to focus him down. Missed Burrow Strike from the Sand King could be trouble, though it looks like Bloodseeker is fast enough to just walk this one off. Nice 2-man shackle. Grimm's focusing on the sky. Did they get the silence onto the Ember? They will. And that is a double kill for Carl. Decent turnaround for Execration, especially given how that fight started.
yeah, still a victory for the Dire. Can you imagine if they got that kill on the Bloodseeker, though? I mean, if Ember gets the kill there, like, this game's actually a little bit scary. Because that's a very sizable bounty on a hero that desperately needs it at the moment.
I really feel like the Execration supports just need to buy bulk 4-stabs this game. Like, I think if you get 2 4-stabs on the Execration side, Keen Gaming have a very hard time. And nice jump away from the Ember. The other really nice thing about that smoke rotation, they put down a couple of wards as well. I think they had this one earlier, since it's already a decent way through its duration, but
yeah,
much better than the Vision game was in the previous game, where there were moments where Keen just had no eyes on the map at all. So they seem to be responding a little bit better.
A lot of games like this too, if you come down here and get this tier 1 with an exorcism, it doesn't feel that great like when you're behind, because it doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot for you. But closing out some of the space for Luna to farm, especially when you have the reach of a Clockwork as well as just like vision from a Beastmaster, coming up with the Skywrath Mage, you know, you put a little bit of threat into this Radiant jungle. That's going to slow down the Luna. You know, it's going to be very hard for you to catch back into this game, so you have to make sure you're doing everything you can to slow down Nando.
I think that's something that you'll see the high-level carry players exploit Ancients as much as they possibly can. The instant that their hero is capable of farming Ancients, you'll just constantly see them bouncing around. The regular jungle creeps have been nerfed a lot, but Ancients are still kind of up there in terms of how much they give you. Clockwork getting caught out down here at bottom. It's going to be brought down. They are looking for something over at mid, though. They get the Roar out onto the Wind Ranger. Grimm's in a little bit of trouble. His Wind Run duration getting wasted. And he'll be brought down. Nando also dying over at mid. Clockwork turns out to be a bit of a distraction. And now the Death Prophet looking for a turnaround at bottom. Sand King going to get right-click down. Execration bleeding kills. They can't bring everybody to the right place. They're split up across the map. Carl is going to right-click down Dark over at mid. Brings him down with the Rupture, but now Ember is diving for Lumic. Carl's going to be TPing bot. Lumic tried for the TP out, I think. But now he's dead. Carl. Oh, the cast bounces back and again. Oh, no. Carl right-clicks him down. Now Ember doesn't really have any mana. The Blade Mail gets popped. All right, Yuna's there at the right time. Already has an Atos on this Skywrath Mage.
He got the streak. So Yuna took the kill on the Luna, which was bad in terms of the mid lane. But this time,
Ember getting huge. Yeah, that is actually so much net worth for him. That's like he's got his entire Maelstrom done. Yeah. Execration. I don't know. Asleep at the wheel a little bit. Maybe not expecting this aggression from Keen, but
we had a blood ranged Luna who was about to have a Manta killing a tier 1, and then suddenly they lost everything.
Yeah, Luna's died twice, like back to back. Well, back to farming some ancients.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's the timing? Is he going for is I guess Manta BKB? Probably
I
the big...
guess so.
Yeah.
Maybe the Manta was a bit too greedy in this scenario.
Oh, Grimm's caught out at bottom. Just gonna get focused down.
What is... That's not a Maelstrom. I repeat, that is not a Maelstrom. That's a Dagon.
It's happening again, Trent.
Ah, perfect. I needed this. After that last game, I can't handle just some normal Dota.
No. Looks like Keen can't either. Oh, trouble for Ember. They've stacked their stuns a little bit. Hook gonna miss wildly. Ember just wants to run in. He's still got this Dagon. He looks towards Lumic, and Lumic is gone. More heroes coming down. Dark's got a haste. He's looking for more. He's got his Necro 1. They're looking towards the Sand King. They're going to pop the roar into the Bloodseeker. This is an active shrine. If they can just get him over to it, Shackle going to land. Silence might land onto a couple as well. They get the Rupture onto the Clockwork. And I think this might have been a bad place to take a fight unless this Exorcism just does its job. Carl doesn't even want to be here. He goes for the TP out. He just barely gets it. At the very last second, his teammates helping to soak the Exorcism for him so that he can make the TP out. Everyone just throwing spells like crazy. And Execration looking like they've decided that they're going to take a step back and they're just going to chill out for a bit. Which I think, especially seeing the Dagon on the Ember, you're probably thinking, all right, screw it. We're going to buy 2 Mantas, we're going to buy 2 BKBs, and then we'll come back and we'll play some Dota. But for now, we don't want anything to do with you guys. Just
you know
go
how
away.
Valve teased that feature of taking over a replay?
Oh, yeah.
And you can control the 5 heroes and play it out. I think you can do that with like 10 people, and like each team takes a team. I can't imagine this going any worse if you took this over at the 10-minute mark. I legitimately don't understand how this has happened. Like, it feels like every single decision Execration made was completely wrong, and every decision that was made by Keen Gaming was like they had map hack or something. Like, it was completely perfect for where the Execration heroes were. They have been flawless so far.
Yeah. They killed the Luna the one time, then the Clockwork like scouts people in the jungle far away from the Luna, who is inexplicably past the river at mid with no backup. So he dies again.
It makes sense. Like, I understand why Nando did this, right? Because the game, it honestly felt over. It's like, oh my god, we are destroying them.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I have so much space. My Sand King has a blink. My Bloodseeker's so fat. I'm not needed in these fights. I shouldn't buy BKB. I should buy a Manta so that I'm going to be able to be a little bit more survival. I'm going to farm really fast, and that'll get me to my BKB. That all made sense. And then suddenly they started crumbling, and you're sitting on a Yasha and an Ultimate Orb, and you don't have a BKB to come and join these fights. And we have an even game all of a sudden.
Man, I said that Execration were going to chill out until those BKBs, but they are on the warpath. 5-man smoke towards mid. Blink bar initiation. Can we get a Shackle shot to line up? Yes, we can. And very quick pick off onto the Death Prophet, who is just just lingering a little bit behind the rest of the team. Keen now hiding inside of the pit. Can they get the burst onto the Luna? Yes, they can. The roar along with the Mystic Flare. They get the jumping cog out onto 2 Execration. They thought they could keep on looking for more, but I think that was the wrong decision. They're going to go in with the Epicenter now, but it just does no damage. Sand King going to get locked down by the chains, and even without their DP, Keen Gaming no fear.
This Dagon is just incredible. I can't believe he went in for this, and then he just... Like, it's such a risky choice, but then he wins like 4 fights in a row now, so it was 100% worth it. Like, this guy wasn't hitting creeps. He doesn't need a Maelstrom.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't need a farming item if you're just going to keep on farming heroes.
No, right? And it's so dangerous because there's no way you're upgrading this thing anytime soon. So it's just like,
I don't know.
This is
once you get the level 20 10% spell amp talent, then we're in business.
Yes, 100%. Right? I am in on that one.
Nice. Oh but yeah, there's no way you're going past Dagon 1 in the early game.
But it worked out. It was dangerous, but
yeah. I mean, if you look at the Execration lineup, none of them really survive particularly well against a full Ember combo featuring Dagon.
No. The BKBs, we're still waiting on those. Will certainly be help.
Oh. All right, Lumic in some trouble. He's going to get Mystic Flare down. Now on a dominating streak. Clockwork is even there ready for the wraparound just in case they needed a little bit more oomph. And it does seem like the Keen supports are, even though they lost the lanes a little bit, now come the mid game, they're kind of coming into their own a little bit more and are actually more able to setup kills compared to Execration. Grims did have a Blink Dagger queued up a little bit earlier, but I think he's very wisely decided to go for a Force Staff instead. And look at Kin, they are behind this bottom tier 2.
Yeah, that was a really nice escape from you. He almost got, oh, he's gonna get spotted now. Right. And hit. But that's a really hard catch.
Yeah, he's gonna be okay. But Execration's still just farming. Nando is probably pinging his how much gold I need until BKB every few minutes, and just like telling his team, all right guys, just let him have it.
He's so far behind. But it's just like this Bloodseeker can't do anything right now because he doesn't have this Luna to fight with him, and they've just gotten so many items now on the Dire side that the Sand King Blink became useless. You know, I was expecting this to be impactful, but if you weren't set up for all those plays that you need to do, then this is what they do need because Luna's at least nearby.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Carl finds a kill. They're diving in a little bit deeper as well. They've spotted Dark. He's got a blink. He's going to be okay. Shouldn't be able to chase him down too much further, but there is still some Radiant Vision in the area. They're going to catch a glimpse of him in just a second. Still hunting. They're going to take this tier 2. Really nice rotation from Execration. They're going to jump in. They get a Burrow Strike onto 1. Skywrath Mage is going to turn around and no worries at all. Obliterate the Sand King. They've used a lot of cooldowns now, though, and that should mean that Carl is able to commit a little bit further. Nice shackle from Grims. They get the Rupture onto the Ember Spirit. Just going to wait, jump up onto the high ground. Ooh, they're chipping at him, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
Not even enough for the Thirst. Oh, I gets it now, actually. A little bit of a dancing around there, but Wind Ranger can't find it. Grims just forced to leave. Thought about going for a power shot, but he bottled up. All right, Radiant side though. What do we do here? I guess we just keep waiting for BKB. There really is no other answer.
Nope. Oh, Luna Illusions. Jackal. Don't. Why power shot? Why power shot? He has Flame Guard on. Just hit him.
It's okay. It is true. That was a little worrisome. And he does have a Force Staff now. Wow, still in his bank with 1,500 gold. That's kind of crazy.
Actually, yeah.
Wait, what?
He's quite farmed.
Yuma went for the Shadow Blade instead of the Glimmer?
Yeah.
Why?
How are you gonna get solo kills with Glimmer Cave, dude? What?
I guess. I was just looking at that Glimmer like, oh yeah, that's pretty solid right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would not have minded a Glimmer Cave here, but I also worry a little bit that this, once Execration start playing as a team, and they have Force Stabs and Mantas and BKBs, then I don't know what this Skywrath Mage build is necessarily going to do. But I mean, he finds Grims here. Wait.
Oh, he's a Force Staff now.
Yeah.
But still, it is true. You know, Glimmer can't let you do this, and you got this Dagon. You're already all in on that front, so might as well get yourself a Shadow Blade Ember or a Shadow Blade Skywrath Mage, and life's good.
Force some more detection out of the enemy team. That's one way to look at it. The Glimmer would have done the exact same thing, though. I'm not defending it on that point, but
it is true that it lets you be offensive, though, and they kind of identified the same thing with this whole idea of the Dagon of just like, if I find this Wind Ranger, I mean, not anymore because of the Force Staff, like she would have just died instantly. The Witch Dog dies instantly. Luna goes to like 30% HP. But there it is, guys. The BKB.
Well,
now, Yuna had have killed that though.
Oh, hook in as well. Kina really committing for this fight. This is a little bit dangerous. Force Staff out. Carl's still okay. He's just going to turn around and right-click. Execration, we're all just sitting right on top of each other on this hill, waiting for it. And Keen will bite off a little bit more than they can chew here. Oh, damage on the Wind Ranger, and she gets obliterated trying to walk up onto that high ground.
He's about to be into his BKB. Very close. But they are going to get the Aegis now, just by having this BKB. No real way to scout this with a clockwork being up.
Blood Raging the new Roshan is pretty scary, but all right, they got some heals. He's pretty tanky. Looks like it's gonna be okay. It's actually really nice and fast. Keen coming over. Can't really do too much to stop it. Nice paralyzing cast bouncing out. It's controlling the Death Prophet perfectly. She can't go anywhere. They used the Roar just to cancel the Witch Doctor ultimate, and now the Eclipse comes out. Dark's down. Carl's healing up off of the Blood Rage, and they are just looking for more. What have they found? Carl with the Manta, doing some good work. They do drop damage onto the Sand King, but he's a little bit too tanky to be brought down. Carl's charging in. He's the one with the Aegis, in fact. But this Exorcism is still doing plenty of damage. Hook. They didn't burst down the Death Prophet. Now the hook comes in. Nando forced to use his Manta to try and run out of this. Looks like he's fast enough to escape. Carl's going to pop his BKB to try and get out of here. Shackle's not going to latch. There is going to be the silence. And as the damage comes in, the thirst continues to tick up. And Carl will just be able to shuffle his way out to safety. But not the clean disengage that I was expecting from Execration after they saw that Exorcism get popped. It's kind of committing back into the fight and immediately throwing away the Aegis. And a 10-second BKB, well, 2 10-second BKB charges.
Yeah, I actually really hated them going into that fight. I thought that was going to go terribly. But I guess they didn't hit any sort of a shackle, which has been a pretty big part of their engagement so far. And, I mean, Clockwork and Skywrath were both dead, but the Hawk Vision was enough that they felt comfortable getting a little bit closer. And getting the Aegis down kind of stops this little bit of a comeback here from Execration, because now they don't have the confidence to just Siege Engine Luna forward. And that shackle almost hits.
Ember's ruptured. He's got to run. He's actually pretty low. Nice hook in from the Clockwork. Going to buy some time. They're focusing on the Witch Doctor, trying to burst him down. They do manage to force staff him out a little bit further to the side. Can he get off any spells? I think he won't be able to, but it has baited them to commit in just that little bit further. One down. Skywrath is going to get sniped by the power shot on the side of the fight. They're looking towards Luna. BKB's already been used. This is trouble for Nando. He does manage to Manta out of the silence. The Luna illusion's going to work, and Carl just right-clicking the entire time. Dark also extremely low. Ember's playing on the side of the fight as Clockwork just keeps on running forward. Grims finds another kill. Yu's now trapped inside the cogs, and he will be brought down, but the same is said for the Clockwork, and he just gets right-clicked to death. Execration, nice little disengage back to this hill. Find their footing, and will still be able to do decently in that fight. But these are not the fights that I was expecting to see with Execration having 2 BKBs. To me, they get the 2 BKBs this game. They should win every fight after that.
How is Clockwork getting anything when he buys back with no hookshot? I'm shocked that he even made some sort of a play in the mid lane. It is legitimately confusing. I don't know how he closed the gap like that. And suddenly he's just cogging.
He's got 2 heroes in the cogs.
Yeah, like I don't understand.
All right. Dang, Ember has a BKB. Now, I was wondering what build he was going to go. But it's got the 50 Flame Guard DPS, and with BKB, it's completely undispellable. So he is going to be doing ridiculous damage once he finds an opening to commit into the fight.
Now, here's the question.
This talent's nutty.
Is it Dagon time?
You got the 10% spell amp.
And they have their BKBs already. So now, do you go back? Is there anything else he needs? Like, does he need a Lincoln's as well? Because of the shackles? Is he that important? Or is his damage more important? I think it's a very tough call for him right now. I don't really see a correct answer.
Yeah, there's so many items that he could build here.
Maybe even a Blink.
Yeah, Blink is okay. Yule's is, like, not terrible. Aeon might even be tempting instead of the Lincolns.
I like that, actually. The mid one, Ember with the Aeon disc was crazy.
Jump in. They got the roar. It's onto the Witch Doctor. They're trying to focus him down. Looks like the creep should be able to finish it. They got the shackle onto the Clockwork. He's dead. No buyback. 1 for 1, just supports so far. Carl, come on, hit these Necrobooks. Don't make Grims do it. He gets Yule's, actually. That's trouble. Can he get the Blink out? No, he's now being chained. The Force Staff not saving him as the Mystic Flare is waiting on the other end. The Burrow Strike is a complete whiff. They pop the DK, the DP BKB. Now they're running up onto the high ground. They get the chains out of the Sand King. He's going to try and Yule's himself to survive, but they've got a Stomp waiting as he comes back down. And Keen Gaming are actually just straight up doing it. It seems like Execration cannot commit into these fights. Nando was sitting on the sidelines with his Hurricane Pike at the ready, but maybe they can re-engage once the Exorcism wears out, which is happening right this second. So at least the tier 2 will not fall, but...
Yeah. That certainly shows the respect Keen have at this point. There's 2 heroes remaining for the Radiant side. They still have to back away. I mean, this is at level 23 Bloodseeker and 22 Luna.
Yeah.
They are pretty scary.
They are also still by far the majority of their team's net worth.
Oh my god, that is
35k versus a combined... What,
they have lost. I think they have nothing left in the tank. 18? This Wind Ranger is so far behind.
The Sand King is the shocking
That's
one,
true.
Right? He's actually the position 3 this game. I think there is no way that he should be. He had such a fast blink, and then just nothing happened. Clockwork with the hook away. I don't know about that Death Prophet BKB, but okay.
Yeah, Eclipse down.
Yep. Eclipse down, but still no Exorcism for a little bit. Execration feeling their timing here. Blood Rage your Luna so he heals up to full, please. Yellow.
Oh, Witch Doctor's coming into his own now, guys.
All right.
It's time for him to become the third most farmed hero on this team.
120
GPM is online.
Gonna leave Clockwork in the dust.
This is the ward buying talent.
Yeah, but then all of your other passive GPM, that can start going towards items.
No, it's still just more wards. It's just sentries. it's position 5 meta right now. You literally get boots
blade.
and sentries.
Clockwork, okay. Running blind up onto that hill with no teammates. That is a very scary place to be.
That was the solo play, where you just somehow solo takes every single smoke from the enemy team all by himself. That's what that was.
So they get the intel. They know where everybody is. They get the roar once again on the Witch Doctor. They're going to force staff him a little bit further away. Beastmaster out on an island. They will still burst him. Ember with his BKB still at the ready. Bloodseeker coming in. Rupture. Ready to go. Who's he going to use it on? He does drop it down onto the Ember Spirit. He's forced to jump a little bit further back, but Grims is still on top of him. Using the Focus Fire. Call pops the BKB and just runs him down. The defensive remnant was not far enough back. And Grims, all right, he might pay for this one with his life. Wind run in 1 second, but concussive shot's gonna finish him off. Carl, where are you? Why are you here? Hello?
What are you hoping to achieve?
Your wind runner's dead. He knows that he's dead. You got a basher on the Bloodseeker now. He's actually getting pretty tanky. 2.7k HP. With this build, hooking onto the Luna. Does have the BKB available. Is he even gonna pop it? Yes, he will. Chops his way through. And the cogs are actually just going to prevent anyone else from closing the gap. They are chasing really far without their Ember.
You hear Epi. Yeah, okay. I'm not deaf.
Yeah.
That also just
he was thinking about it.
Yeah. You know those games where, like, you identify that someone like Tidehunter is the hero, and so you just keep blinking and stunning a Tidehunter, and then every single fight he krakens and just kills your whole team, and you're like, huh, I guess we don't have a solution to this? I think blinking and roaring a Witch Doctor is a poor decision. I feel like that's never going to result in a good fight for you.
Yeah.
It's not like that's the happiest Witch Doctor ever.
Yeah, it's not like he's even the one that needs to... It's not like he's the one that has the saves, right? Like, sometimes you're playing against a Dazzle or an Oracle or something, and you're just like, we have to kill this guy, otherwise we can't play Dota. And I don't think Witch Doctor is even remotely close to that in this game, but yet he continues to be roared. And then he gets saved by the Force Staff, so they have to commit even more spells to kill him.
Yeah, and then Carl shows up, and you're like, oh man, I wish we roared that guy.
Yeah, I wish we had a roar for this level 24 Bloodseeker. That would have been a plan.
Wow. To think where this game was at 10 minutes blows my mind.
Still the same net worth lead, pretty much. we flatlined.
I think we've halved it. Wasn't it like 8K?
Oh, we have halved it. You're right. It was 10k. Yeah. Yeah, certainly weird game. Keen seems to have, like, they seem to have lost their footing a little bit. They were running over onto the Radiant side of the map so much through the early portion of the game, and now they're kind of struggling. Ember has just gone for a Shiva's Guard. I don't know if I like this that much.
I feel like so middle of the road for this game.
If you're getting auto-attacked, like, if you are dying to physical damage, then I think something's going wrong.
I think it's
Give me more Dagon levels.
Well, that's
Give me the Dagon levels.
It's halfway in between everything. It's like he could have went really defensive with a Lincoln Sphere or something, or he could have went very offensive with more Dagon levels, but instead he's like, okay, well, this is magic damage, and it also helps me survive, so you can see why I went for
Bloodseeker gets the BKB off just before the roar. He's surviving. He's got an Abyssal Blade, in fact. Is he going to use it? He pops the Blade Mail, getting Force Staffed a little bit further away, pops the Manta. Now the Eclipse is coming through. Nando is going to slay everybody. They get dragged into this choke point. The Epicenter comes through. Nando's already got a double. Let's make it one more. Skywrath Mage is dead. They chased way too far for this Bloodseeker kill. Ember will Dagon down Lumic, but he does not care. He's smiling from beyond the grave, and Keen Gaming get 5 for 1 in that fight.
Witch Doctor's the real hero of this game. Just kidding. Hit by everything, but yeah, that was an excellent bait into that. And just capitalization from the Luna. It wasn't even just the Eclipse, too. She was just standing still. Glaives were flying everywhere, and Sand King finally showing up in these engagements.
Yeah, it took him a little while. We hadn't really seen the true power of the Blink, but now they have a Blood-Raged Luna just annihilating the base. Ember has a buyback. He's going to use it, but I don't even...
Well, thank God.
Ember, I'm sitting here looking at this and like, what does it even do? If I buy back, they just disengage. They take, they're gonna go Roche or something. Oh boy.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
How does the game go so up and so far down, and then just back to this. It's like, okay, here we are.
Oh, yep. All right,
This
back,
is like
back to where we expected to
Yeah.
be. I
It's
feel
like
like
they
there are
just
probably
caught
some
up.
people. There are people who watch the first 10 minutes of this game and they're like, "Oh yeah, Execration, they've won this for sure. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. I'm gonna go do something else." And then they've come back now and they're like, "Yeah, exactly like I thought. Execration just easy game." And they missed the whole middle section where who knows what happened. But
We're back on curve now.
yeah,
Everything's fine.
We took a little detour down some country road. The Google Maps led us astray, and now we're back. But, alright, they're attempting Roche to get the hook out once again onto Lumic. He's tanking the spells. Carl getting drained out. He's got Abyssal, he's got Manta, he's got BKB, he's got everything. They even save Lumic. They force stab over to the high ground. Nando's now roared. Do we have any more force stabs for the Luna? He's the important hero. Please save him. He's dead. Keen Gaming keep on chasing. And now Yu is inside of the pit. What is going on? Luna's buying back. Trent, we've lost the road
Wasn't
again.
this an 18k lead?
Yes, it was. But we're back off.
We're back
off track.
on the road. Wait,
Yeah.
there's another bug in the GPS. All right, Eclipse is back up now though.
Oh
It was
god,
on
DD
cooldown.
Luna. All right. Do they just punch the Roshan here?
They have any way they could Yules there, I guess.
Yeah, that's about it. Roar's on cooldown. Exorcism is up. Ember has no mana. He is running back to base to get a TP, to get mana, so that he can come back to this fight, but Roshan's already dead. The hook is well off the mark. Jump in, epicenter from the Sand King. Everyone's just dying. SK might fall once again here. Can he get the Force Staff out? He manages to. Nando pushes himself up onto the high ground. He's king of the hill at this point. He's just gonna go crazy. Right-click through everybody. Clockwork's the only one with a buyback left, and Execration are beelining it down the mid lane to close out this series.
Radiant's top tower.
All right,
Attack.
he did it again. I don't know where he was for the past half hour, but in the last like 3 minutes, he has completely taken this game for them. Honestly, he's already DC.
Yeah.
He's out of here before the throne's done. He's like, yeah, got it.
He's got clutch gamers to prepare for.